There are a lot of tripods on the market now to buy from all different prices, but it's risky, isn't it? Because you're putting your expensive equipment on top. FreeWell have sent me this tripod to test, and well, I'm going to put it through its paces. I've had it for a while because I wanted to use it in a professional environment and see how it goes with wear and tear, because sometimes and to be honest, I've had tripods sent me in the past, or I bought tripods that have almost fell apart within a few weeks, and they stop working or the legs stop expanding. I've been through quite a lot of tripods, to be honest, the cheaper ones, trying to make do, and you kind of think, well, is it false economy? FreeWell have designed this tripod to be one of the best, if not the best, light travel tripod you can get. Straight out of the box, you can feel how light it is. It's 900 gram, made of carbon fibre and aluminium. And to be honest, I don't want it any lighter than this because it's got to hold heavy equipment. And physics wise, the heavier the tripod, the more sturdier it is. Well, it can be at least. So this tripod has a 5 kilogram weight limit, which is enough for most medium-sized camera and a lens on top. I mean, my Z8 is 900 gram and the lens is about 1 kilogram at worst. So that's only 2 kilogram. So this can hold 5. So let's talk about portability. Now, this is the size that I keep it at. You can take the head off to make it smaller, but I like this kind of size. It goes well in a lot of my rucksacks. And this tripod extends to 1.5 meters, which is really high. This is a lot higher than the standard travel small tripod. So let's talk about the head. Now, when I first seen this, I was really quite overwhelmed with all the different toggles and twists and turns and all the different options. It is really overloaded. Dare I say too many options? Because it's a lot to get your head around if you're not used to it. Because it's on a ball head, but it also has a pan and tilt, and it also can go vertical, and you can tilt it from the handle itself like this, and then tighten it up to get more resistant on it. And then use the other toggle, if I can do it, yeah, other toggle, to completely release the ball head. So you can pan, tilt and use the ball head as well. I've never been the biggest fan of ball head for tripods, but that's just my particular preference. I've always preferred video tripods methods to control cameras, and this is perfect. So it's got a handle as well. A lot of photography tripods don't have handles, which I think is a big mistake, but this has, and it feels really sturdy and secure. Well, let's talk about the construction. It's made of carbon fibre and aluminium, and it feels really premium. And it feels ultra light though. When I find like a tripod is really light, I often find it might be less stable, or the construction might be a bit inferior. But I've used this for a few months now, and it's completely stayed in working condition. No problems at all with that. I must admit, at first when I was using it in the field, I was getting confused about how to operate it, because there are so many different features and adjustments and knobs and tensions on it that I got confused about which ones to use for different occasions, but it's something to get used to. When we talk about the tripod legs, now with tripods I always get annoyed with how the legs expand, because sometimes they're a bit fiddly or they don't work so well. So these legs are twist and turn, so you release it and it just simply expands like that, and then you just turn it to the right to lock it in. And the problem is you have to do that for each of the legs that you take out, and then it's secure. You can't move it then. I've sometimes found that you forget to do each compartment of the leg. Usually I prefer clip method to keep the legs in position. It's just quick and easy, you can see it all, but it does add a lot of bulk. But this seems a good method so far. But there has been times where I've expanded all the legs and I put it on the floor and one of the legs starts to drip down, and that's because I haven't tightened it properly or enough, even though there's no obvious way to see that you've actually tightened the leg. And on the inside, yes, you do have a middle column that goes up, and I always like middle columns on tripods because it means you don't have to expand the legs out so wide to get the same height, but also that obviously takes away some of the stability because it's just going straight up. I mean, the most expensive wildlife tripods don't have a middle column usually, but this one's pretty good because it also has another feature on it. Is it has the hook at the bottom. Now this is also a tool, if I can unscrew it and show you. So this is also a tool to tighten up and loosen parts of your tripod, which is an amazing idea. But also obviously it's a counterweight, so you can hook your bag underneath, keep it off the floor in wet conditions, or just supply an extra stability weight to keep the tripod steady. The tripods that I've used, it's often that the clip comes loose on the camera just by moving it so much and just using it in the field. And this has, so you can use your normal coin, but also has the tool built in to the tripod itself, which you've seen earlier, and you can just tighten it up with that tool and make it fully secure. So the plate size is, I would say it's small, but it's not too small. Obviously, the smaller the plate, the less stable the lens, the camera and the lens is on your tripod. But this I've had no problem so far, because it has two mechanisms to tighten it in. It has the red one to tighten in further, and of course the secure one to take it out completely. And another good feature about this tripod, because there's so many, they've packed in so many features into this, I keep on finding more. So it also has a mobile phone mount head built into the actual plate. Now that's incredible. Simply release it like that from the tripod, and you've got another feature here to open it up, and then you just simply put your camera in the mount like that, and then you can mount it to your tripod. And to have it built in the actual tripod head is ingenious, I think. And so I've used this tripod to film a ceremony at a wedding, because I wanted to travel light. I can just put it in my rucksack and carry it in with me. It fits really well and easy. I don't want any fuss when I'm doing a working job in a wedding, because I just put the tripod down, set it up, let it film. Sometimes I needed to pan and tilt, and this was just so easy to do once you get used to it. It felt really sturdy, and I just packed it away quickly and carried on. Of course, it also has another feature. It has built-in monopod. So you just detach that, and then you can attach the tripod head to the top of that as well. Of course, it's just a really ultra-light monopod adjustment, which I've also used for when I do a group photo of everybody at a wedding. I have this really high in the air. I just tilted it down, and it was put on timer, and it was great. Absolutely brilliant. Really does feel like a premium tripod. And while the price kind of represents that, it represents the quality that you want to put into your camera equipment. The retail price at the moment is £299, which is expensive. I mean, you can find tripods for any price, £50, £60, but this has a lot of premium features and build which you won't find in those. It goes really high as well, the extension, the amount of portability and options in the head is really unique. I've never seen a head with so many options as this before. You may find some discounts currently on promo. I've seen it for £50 off in the UK, but the retail price is £299. Because we've all had it in the past. If you've been doing photography enough, the amount of times you've seen it tilt over and smash, or the wind just takes it, or the legs aren't stable enough and collapses. You really want to make sure your equipment's secure, and this will do the job for you. And it feels like it keeps my equipment secure, and it does a really good job. I've also used it for astrophotography at night time, to go vertical shooting and horizontal. So I've used long exposure photography, and it kept it completely steady. It was even on rough ground in the wind, and it did a great job. Couldn't ask any more from a travel tripod, or even a tripod in general. There we go. I hope you've enjoyed this review and it's been helpful, because like I said, there are so many options of tripods. So well done FreeWell for creating a tripod that's premium, and yes, you pay that money for it, but it does the job. See you next time.